Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the City of Farmers Branch regular City Council meeting. It is Tuesday, May 17th, 2022. The time is 4:32 p.m. Appreciate all of y'all gathering here today. Usually when we have a packed house like this, it's a significant day in Farmers Branch, which it is, and so thankful for all of y'all showing up. We'd like to see you the other 52 weeks of the year whenever we have all our other meetings, but I understand. So, it's not on the agenda, but I want to go ahead and do it anyways. If y'all will please join me, we're going to lead y'all in the prayer and the pledge to both the American flag and the Texas flag. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight asking for your blessing as we gather this evening. We pray for your guidance in the matters at hand and ask that you clearly show us the way to provide good governance for our community. We ask that you grant us all grace, patience, and prudence for both current and newly electeds as we plan for our city, our residents, and our businesses. We ask all this in the Lord's name. Amen. Now join me in the American flag, the pledge to the American flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now the Texas pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. First up is our consent agenda. We have one person signed up to speak tonight. Mr. James Lockridge will be speaking on item B3. Just name and address, please.
James Lockridge, 11771 Mira Vista Lago, or Mira Lago Farmers Branch.
You're new, it's
sorry.
Okay.
Guys, I just want to say it's been a long time. Mayor, thank you for the meeting. Charles Cox, thank you for the meeting. Again, it's been a long time. It's still a fight, and it's going to continue, but I will say it's a progress in the right direction. I think there's still some changes that need to be made, and I hope that we can continue those discussions. And I hope that the City Council will, going forward, start paying attention to the residents and the citizens of Farmers Branch and hearing their voices and what they need and what they want versus what everybody up in City Council or City Hall wants. So I do appreciate the meeting, and I do appreciate the progress. We have a long ways to go, and let's continue that progress as much as we can. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, this is the consent agenda. Do I have a motion for action?
Mayor, I move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I have a motion by Councilmember Ratana.
Second.
Second by Councilmember Driscoll. Is there any more discussion? Councilmember Lynn.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to make sure that on B3, with this change, that is going to, that is a huge step in the right direction as far as ag property is concerned. But along with that, it's my understanding that citations and fines will be dropped afterwards. And I just wanted to make sure that that was on the record.
Let me address that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Councilman, just want to make reference to the fact that this change in the ordinance was due to a request from the state legislature, 9 representatives of the state legislature. We are accommodating them in recommending this change. The property in question, we've been in accordance with city statute. We followed the law. We were not in adverse with state law. And so I just want to make sure that that is on record as well. The other case, when you're talking about fines and fees that have already been through our court system, that have been levied through our court system, that's really not this body's decision to make. That's going to be in the court system. So there can be a recommendation, but a judge is going to make that final determination. So.
Okay, well, I guess we'll let that sit in the hands of the city attorney to hopefully do the right thing and tell his assistant that works over there at the court that we'd like to see him do what's right for everybody, all parties concerned here. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All right, we have motions on the table. I will ask you all to mark your vote at this time. Passes unanimously. Next is C1. Consider approving resolution number 2022-062, canvassing and declaring the results of the May 7, 2022 general election for City Council District 1 and City Council District 4, providing oath of offices and take appropriate action. So whereas it is hereby found and determined that notice of the election was duly given in the form, manner, and time required by law, and said election was in all respects legally held and conducted in accordance with the applicable laws of the state of Texas and the proceedings calling and governing the holding of such election. And whereas it is imperative to consider the returns of an election held on May 7, 2022 for the purpose of electing the hereinafter named officials. And whereas the returns of said election have been duly and legally made and submitted to the City Council for canvassing and a tabulation of returns for the polling place and for early voting as canvassed and tabulated by the governing body as follows. For District 1, Cristal Ratana, 174 votes. Omar Roman, 222 votes. For District 4, Richard Jackson, 439 votes. Mike McGinnis, 216 votes. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Farmers Branch, Texas that Section 1, said election was duly called. Notice of said election was given in accordance with the law, and said election was held in accordance with law. And the following individuals, having received the majority of the votes cast in said election, are hereby declared to be duly elected to the following offices, subject to taking the oath of office, as provided by the Constitution and laws of the state of Texas. City Council District 1, Omar Roman. City Council District 4, Richard Jackson. This item is marked for action. This item is marked for action. Do I have a motion?
Mayor, I make a motion to accept the results of the canvassing.
I have a motion by Councilmember Merritt,
Second.
second by Councilmember Lynn. Is there any more discussion? All in favor? Oh, sorry. We're going to the electronic again. Is there any more discussion before we vote? I'll ask you all to mark your vote at this time. Canvassing passes unanimously. Congratulations to all. C2, remarks from former City Council Member Cristal Ratana, District 1, and welcome remarks from newly elected Council Member Omar Roman. So we have some stuff that we'd like to give you, but before we give you the mic, I do want to say thank you for your service to this community. You know, going to school together, growing up here together, serving together, it's been truly an honor, and I've appreciated it. You've served with kindness and compassion. You know, your leadership for your district, speaking up for those that really didn't have a voice. You know, it was great to see that in action, and great to see you do it with integrity. You know, you've connected our community with several organizations around the Metroplex, and we're thankful for that. We're thankful for that leadership because you've truly been a bridge builder and helped us in times when we needed. The time and energy that you've put in is impressive, especially as you're about to welcome a child into this world, which we're all excited to meet. But, you know, it's been truly an honor, and I know that you have big things ahead of you. Looking forward to watching your future. But, you know, as always, please stay involved with the city. We need your leadership. The community needs you. And so I just want to say thank you, and it's been truly an honor. first, we have a plaque with greatest appreciation to Cristal Rotana for 3 years of dedicated service as City Council Member District 1 from 2019 to 2022. Thank you for your commitment and service. And also your very own street sign to hang up, Rotana Way, 2019 to 2022.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mayor Dye, for your kind words, and it has truly been a pleasure to get to work with someone that I had the pleasure of getting to know growing up with you and so many here in our city. I have a lot to say, and I will say if I get emotional, I blame it on baby Mateo. I'll have to preface it with that. It's truly been an honor to have the opportunity to represent my community here on the dais. 4 years ago, if you would have asked me if I would be running for city council, the answer would be no. I truly enjoyed being in the background, working on policy as I've been doing over the past 12 years. But there's a group of people that knew my history, my background in public policy, and my love for my city, the community that gave me so much growing up. At that time, I'd been working in public policy for about a decade with different members, with different elected officials. So good to see our former judge here today, our former DA. However, during that time, I did see a lot of the challenges that came with politics. But I also saw the good, the amazing things that can happen when people come together for the greater good of a community. And that is what I wanted to contribute to. After much prayer and conversations also with my family, I decided to run for office, and it's been one of the most rewarding experiences that I've ever had. We've accomplished so much over the last 3 years, and I say we because it truly takes a village to do what we do. We cannot do this alone. I'll have you know we have some of the best staff in this building, and I want to personally thank each and every one of you, those that are here today, those that are listening, and those that are not able to be here, because truly I could have not done anything that we have accomplished here without the support of our amazing staff. There are so many initiatives. That is not my cue. Although we are a sports family. There are so many initiatives that I'm proud of to have spearheaded and worked on throughout my tenure, from establishing our first ever Hispanic Heritage Month Festival, to establishing our senior home repair program, to our workforce housing program, to ensure that is about to kick off the ground. Special thanks to Allison for that. To help ensure our families are able to live the American dream and buy a home here in our city. We also now have night court for our working families. And finally, after COVID, Chief finally kicking off our Unidos program to really engage with all of our neighbors across our city through our police department. We have done some great things, and these are just a few. I will say being a council member during COVID was not easy, as some of my colleagues can attest to, but our city did an amazing job to ensure that we found the avenues to make connections, and even hosting a number of virtual town hall myself to ensure we did not lose those lines of communication. There are so many things that we have accomplished as a council, but what I'm most proud of is knowing that there are some amazing members that will continue the momentum and continue the amazing things that we're doing here today. To our mayor, council, and city management, I'm so thankful for the opportunity to get to work with you, and even those that have come before you, as you all have such a passion for our city, and I'm so grateful for the friendships that I've made. I'll close by saying that this is not goodbye. This is my forever home, as it has been for the past 30-something years. And as much as I talk to my husband, who is not from Farmers Branch, he also agrees this is the best place to raise our family. I will continue to stay involved and continue to be a conduit for my colleagues and help any way that I can. Despite the results, like my friend and former colleague Mike Baumgartner used to say, may he rest in peace, you can't steal my joy. This is not goodbye, but this is a see you soon. Again, I thank everyone who trusted me, supported me, and guided me in this role. I especially want to thank my family and my husband, who I could not have done this without. Thank you so much for always being there for me. Following my passions, even as crazy as they may seem. And to my mother, Madre, espero que estés orgullosa de todo lo que pudimos hacer y lograr, y por todo tu apoyo ayer, hoy, y para siempre. Thank you all so much, and let's keep our city moving forward. Thank you.
So now we're going to have the swearing in for Omar Roman and his opening remarks. And before we do that, I guess I'm going to let y'all go first, and then I'll hand this to you afterwards.
Okay. Let's maybe stand this way. Is this an okay position? Sure. Okay. Are we good? Okay. 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 I'm Julie Hirschberg, and I will be providing the oath of office for District 1. Mr. Roman, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Omar Roman,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of City Council District 1
the duties of City Council District 1
for the City of Farmers Branch,
for the City of Farmers Branch,
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve,
preserve,
protect,
protect,
and defend the Constitution
and defend the Constitution
and laws of the United States
and laws of the United States
and of this state.
and of this state.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Councilman Roman.
So, in the name and by the authority of the state of Texas, this is to certify that a general election held on May 7th, 2022, Omar Roman was duly elected as Farmers Branch City Council member, District 1, in testimony whereof I have hereunto signed my name and caused the seal of Farmers Branch to be affixed this, the 7th day of May, 2022. Robert C. Dye, Mayor, presiding officer of the Canvassing Authority. Here is the lapel pin.
I have a few prepared remarks for today. I just want to thank everybody for being here today. Many of you know my story by now. Many of you know that I came to this country as a Mexican immigrant when I was about 4 years old and became a United States citizen when I turned 18. Shortly after, I went on to Texas Tech University, where I studied financial planning and now have a successful career in wealth management. Yet none of the challenges that I've overcome in my life seem to compare to running for office. Let me clarify. I went through nearly 2 pairs of tennis shoes, almost an entire notebook of feedback that I got from people when I went door to door. And speaking of door to door, I went to nearly over 1,300 or so doors. Some of them I hit twice, sometimes 3 times. But it's suffice to say that running for office is one of the most difficult things that I've done to date. But I have a feeling that it's going to be one of the most rewarding. I'm grateful for the people who believed in me. I know that this is a very significant and meaningful win for a lot of people who share a similar background to mine. I sincerely look forward to the opportunity to serve all residents in the capacity of Farmers Branch City Council member in District 1. I recognize that serving as a public official is an honor and a privilege, and it comes with great responsibility. So I invite those who have strong opinions about me to visit with me in hopes that we can form some sort of camaraderie and overcome whatever concerns you may have, because I think that at the end of this, we can all move stronger together. Also, I want to thank Crystal for her dedicated service to the city during these past 3 years, and I look forward to working with all of our past and current council members as well as staff. While we may all have different backgrounds and diverse opinions about different matters, we're all in this to make our city a better place to live, work, and play. And I'm eager to continue to work towards that goal. I want to thank my family, my partner, my close friends, and of course my 2 dogs, Rosie and Boomer, for being patient with me and for being the support system that I needed. I know that it was just as hard on you as it was on me. Lastly, I want to thank every single person that was involved in helping me with this campaign, every single phone call that you made, every text message that you sent, every, I'm sure, neighbor that you probably harassed to go out and vote, every donation that you gave, every single thing that you did, whether large or small, contributed to this, and I am just forever thankful. But the true win at the end of this campaign is not the win itself. It is the relationships and the friendships that we were able to form, and that I will carry forward beyond City Council for the rest of my life. And so for that, I am thankful. Thank you again from the bottom of my heart for everybody that helped, and God bless.
Next is C3, remarks from former City Council Member Terry Lynn, District 4, and welcome remarks from newly elected Council Member Richard Jackson. 6 years, man. Well, I'm gonna say a few words. 6 years. You know, it's a long time, and you know, John, Mike, me, you, we've served quite an amount of time together, and you know, it's been impressive to watch the time and energy you've put into this job. You know, it's a job that's for servant leaders, for people with servant hearts, people that care about the community, and I see that in you every single day. You've represented your constituents, you've kept them informed, you've lobbied on their behalf, and done so admirably, if you ask me. You know, it hasn't always been the easiest with all of us. I know we've all fought for our own things and what we believe in, but you know, I've always respected the way that you've kind of carried yourself, the way that you've advocated for so many, the way you've reached out and kind of built yourself within this community. It's been impressive to see. And you know, I don't have to say it, but I still want you to be involved. I think you should stay involved. You've done a lot for this city, and I think you need to keep doing so to help out where you can and, you know, help move us forward. And I was going to say, you know, enjoy the time off. I too am looking for that time off in about 365 days from now, but I'm sure that we will see you in the future. And I do want to say thank you for your service for this community. I know a lot of people here share that same sentiment. So it's been an honor serving with you these last 5 years. And with that, I'd say come on down, because it's time for you to, you know, share your own remarks. With greatest appreciation to Terry Lynn for 6 years of dedicated service as City Council Member, District 4, from 2016 to 2022. Thank you for your commitment and service.
Thank you, Mayor.
I think you might be able to use this for that new home on Chaparral.
Can we change the street?
Yeah.
Can we change the street?
Thank you.
Well, thank you all. Thank you all for coming today. Thank you for the opportunity and the privilege of serving you as one of your city council representatives. 6 years have flown by, and I've had to deal with a myriad of issues and personalities, but it's been a fantastic learning experience. I'd first like to say that serving our community can be a very rewarding and fulfilling experience if you truly invest yourself in the job. It is a job, and a lot of people depend on you to help them with their issues, be a good steward of their hard-earned tax dollars, and bring your business experience to the table to make our city better. Serving also takes time and sacrifice. I've taken time away from my own business and my family, but I would gladly do it again. Some of the ones that have made sacrifice with me are my wife, Debbie, and my daughters, Paige and Sam. And they know the time that I've invested in this job and in trying to serve the community, and they've been there every step of the way supporting me. As I was thinking about what I was going to say this afternoon, I thought back to something that the late Kurt Conley said to me. I asked him one time why he wasn't running for re-election. And he told me it just wasn't as fun as he thought it would be. Well, you know, I didn't understand that at the time. It took me a long time to really get it. It's not fun when people call you names and say things that aren't true. Nobody likes to be falsely accused, demeaned, maligned, but it comes with the job sometimes, unfortunately. The only thing I could do is try to put that to the side and work harder, serve my fellow residents, make our city a little bit better. I feel like I did that in my own way. When I ran for council, I wanted to be different. I never saw previous representatives at events, or very rarely did I see them. I don't think I ever saw one attend a a Chamber of Commerce meeting. They did attend here, but the chamber was another story, and something had to change. I knew we had to do business differently. I worked even harder to make that change. I told residents we had to immerse ourselves in the community. We had to be visible, talk to people. At least that's what I tried to do. So when I ran for re-election and won, I worked even harder to represent residents to make sure their voices were being heard at City Hall. You know, I've been a salesperson my whole life, and to me it was pretty simple. Treat the residents like my customers and super serve them. Make sure you answer their calls and their emails, be accessible and available to them, meet with them. Unfortunately, many had not acted that way in the past, and so I was deemed an outcast because of the way I deliver service to people. If you're going to represent, you have to be engaged with residents. You can't live in a vacuum and expect to know what people are thinking. So I also had a former council person stand in this very room and say it's not about how many events you ever go to. It was about your vote. Well, I beg to differ. This job was never about me. It was about being visible, accessible, listening to what people wanted, and then responding accordingly and voting accordingly. It was about customer service. Our city's come a long way in the last 6 years. It's especially exciting to see many of the things that I worked on when I was on P&Z blossom and become reality. The West Side is probably the best example of that. Beautiful new homes, we have restaurants on the way, and there's more to come. And look what's been done to upgrade many of our city facilities like the rec center, the library, a dog park, new fire station, fire training facility, and so much more. Renovations are coming for the branch connection right around the corner. No one person can take credit for any of this. It's part of a team effort that started before I was elected and will continue with the help of our newest council members. One of the things that I'm most proud of is the 700 signs that you see all over town that say this house supports the Farmers Branch Police Department. I support our police and law enforcement, first responders. I'll never stand in the way of the job they do every day for us without fail. I gave away the first couple hundred of those signs and then decided, one, I was going to go broke, but then two, I needed to do something more with that. So I decided to sell them, and I gave almost $3,000 to the Farmers Branch Police Officers Association as proceeds from that. Their organization serves our community and residents and fellow officers in need, and I support that. I also helped bring 4 new businesses to our city. I see David Prince here from Eagle Gun Range. A new business that just moved here, Aero Composites and Structures, just moved their manufacturing facility here, and then 2 attorneys who now office in the city. We wear many hats as city council representatives, and recruitment is one of them. There are some things that I did not get to do or get a chance to do to serve the residents, such as having a serious and meaningful discussion about boats, campers, and RVs, and on-street parking issues. These are important issues to the residents of Farmers Branch, and I hope that the future council will do residents the courtesy of having discussion on those items. Another area of concern are alley easements and the high grass and weeds in them all over the city. We have to handle this differently moving forward. It is a problem. I was able to effect some improvements along the I-35 corridor, working with City of Dallas, the Dallas Office of Homeless Solutions, and LBJ Express. I think I was part of about 5 sweeps that we did to clean the 635 corridor in our city, and I had a great working relationship with council representatives Jennifer Staubach Gates and Omar Navarez in Dallas. Unfortunately, when Jennifer left, our new representative, a fellow representative in Dallas, didn't share my same concern for the area, and so you've seen some of the results. But I am happy to report that Charles Cox and I had a conversation with the Dallas Office of Homeless Solutions 2 weeks ago, and their new director has plans for addressing the homeless situation in our front yard and working to make some change there. They're working differently than they used to and trying to deliver a more positive result to their stakeholders. So look for more things to happen in that area of Webb Chapel and Josie. You should see some noticeable difference. There's so much that I could stand up here and talk about, but I said I'd be brief, and I probably exceeded your patience. But in closing, I would like to wish our 2 new council representatives the very best. I hope they will be given every opportunity to succeed by our other council members. I know they're anxious to get working for us without regard for partisan politics. Serving on council should not be a battle of personalities, but rather cooperating to hear every idea and developing solutions regardless of who has the idea. You win if the city wins. So again, I would like to say thank you to residents and staff for this opportunity to serve and represent and meet so many great people who live in Farmers Branch. I can tell you, you all have given me way more than I feel that I have given you. So God bless.
Now we will do the oath of office for Richard Jackson.
Well, good evening. My name is Faith Johnson, and I just want to put a plug in for myself. I'm running to make sure we bring back law and order to Dallas County, so you all can count on me. It's a privilege and it's an honor to bring, to administer the oath. And a lot of us don't understand what that really means, but you are swearing that you're going to serve the people that elected you faithfully. And you are going to uphold the laws of this country and of this state. And before I administer this oath to Mr. Jackson, I want to make certain that he has thought about what he's about to do before I administer this oath. So I'm going to just give him, I know City Council, I know we're on a time thing here, but I'm giving him 10 seconds to think about it because he owes it to you all. I'm going to come back and make certain that he's doing exactly what he's saying that he's going to do today, okay? So I'm going to count down 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You going to do it?
Absolutely.
Okay, praise God, hallelujah. And I love that he has the Bible. He's going to put his left hand on the Bible and he's going to raise his right hand. Is your wife going to hold the Bible while you raise your right hand? Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate that. And I need you to raise your right hand and repeat after me. And I'm going to say my name, but you say your name, okay? I, Faith Johnson.
I, Richard Jackson.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
Or affirm.
Or affirm.
That I will faithfully.
That I will faithfully.
Execute.
Execute.
The duties of City Council.
The duties of City Council.
District 4.
District 4.
For the City of Farmers Branch.
For the City of Farmers Branch.
And I will.
I will.
To the best of my ability.
To the best of my ability.
Preserve.
Preserve.
Protect.
Protect.
And defend.
And defend.
The Constitution.
The Constitution.
And laws.
And laws.
Of the United States.
Of the United States.
And of this state.
And of this state.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Okay, praise God. Here's your new council.
In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas, this is to certify that a general election held on May 7th, 2022, Richard Jackson was duly elected as Farmers Branch City Council Member, District 4. In testimony whereof, I have hereunto signed my name and caused the seal of Farmers Branch to be affixed this 7th day of May, 2022. Robert C. Dye, Mayor, Presiding Officer, Canvassing Authority. Congratulations, Mr. Jackson.
Well, if I'd have known I had a half an hour to write comments, I'd have written a few more pages, so mine are a bit short. First, thank you, Ms. Johnson, for making this special day even more special for me. It means a lot. Thank you. I want to thank my campaign team. These folks worked so hard over the past few months. They lifted me with their encouragement. They guided me with their insight and so generously gave of their time and talent. Thank you very much for your support, your trust, and your friendship. To my friend Terry Lynn, thank you. Thank you for your mentorship and your tireless efforts, not just for me, but for the betterment of all of Farmers Branch over these past 6 years. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for teaching me very early in life about servant leadership, the joy of community, and the importance of a Christ-centered life. Thank you to my beautiful wife, Jeanette, for encouraging me and believing in me every step of the way. Today would not be reality without you and your quiet and loving strength. Lastly, a big thank you to the citizens of Farmers Branch District 4 for entrusting me to represent you. I take this responsibility seriously and look forward to serving you. As you've heard me say many times over the last few months, I sincerely, genuinely welcome your ideas and concerns, because I believe that it's only when we work together that we can meaningfully contribute to our mission of building a vibrant, dynamic community that constantly seeks to improve the quality of life for all of us here in Farmers Branch. Thank you.
Now I'm going to do about 30 minutes. No, the reason we're all here is not only to welcome these individuals to the City Council and who will represent us for the next year until we elect potentially 2 new people or re-elect those that are running, but I want to invite all of you out into the lobby as we celebrate Christelle Raton and Terry Lynn, and we welcome Richard Jackson and Omar Roman. And we're going to do that there, but then at 6:30, we're also going to celebrate the retirement and career of Charles Cox at the Farmers Branch Mansky Library, and everyone is invited to celebrate that as well. So with that, so that we can congratulate, talk, find fellowship, I'm going to adjourn this meeting at 5:15 p.m., and we'll see you all out in the lobby. Thank you.